Hello, I'm Joe Yazbeck. After spending this past year visiting 15 countries and conducting 67 events and understanding many diverse cultures, I've realized that there's one theme that's common to them all, and that is that business leaders are looking to become powerful, commanding speakers and communicators. And in order to be a very effective leader, one must be a very dynamic and confident speaker or communicator. And so I want to talk to you today about some of the factors that go into the relationship between you as a speaker and increasing your income, improving the amount of clients that you bring into your company, resulting in expansion of your business, because they're very related. I've spent many years early on in the entertainment industry developing talent, performing on stage, learning to coach performing artists in stage presence, and improving their ability to own an audience. Now let me tell you how important that is in business today. It's absolutely essential. You must be more visible today. You must be more exposed to the camera, to a microphone, to large audiences. It is a very, very visual world we live in. You know, the last 100 years, we've had many ages. People named these ages. We had the machine age. We had the industrial age. We had the jet age. We had the space age. We had the computer age. We had the information age. Well, guess what age we live in today? You talk about a changing world. We live in an age of connection and communication. That's right. The world is getting smaller. We are getting more openly visible to others. There's cameras everywhere. It's a visual public relations world. Every business owner, every entrepreneur needs to understand this and to be able to beat the competition or get a big increase from last week's or last month's or last year's production. We've got to send out more messages than ever, and we've got to connect with speaking. So I'm going to cover with you right now some tips that can help you to become a better speaker, help you to acquire more clients, increase your income as a result. So number one, let's talk about 3 essential ingredients that go into any message that goes out to social media, that goes out in front of a live audience, a message that you are expressing either on camera or behind a microphone, on radio, on television. After all, this is the media. 3 things. Number 1, you must know your audience. Who are you speaking to? Know this before you create your message. What does your audience want to know? Who are they? What are they interested in? What are their needs? What are their wants? You see, you must have some kind of profile of your audience, because if you have the wrong message going to an audience that is not going to be accepting that message, you have a disconnection right there. You see, number 1, know your audience. Number 2, why are you speaking to them? What is your purpose? Define the purpose of your presentation. You might have a presentation that is to enlighten them, to educate them, and to inspire people to commit to your product or service. You're motivating your audience, but you're also helping them. You've got to be a help influence to your audience. So you want to write down what your purpose is. A purpose could be something as simple as, I want to educate and make my audience more aware of my product and service so they can make a more informed decision and then be more interested in coming to see me. That would be a purpose. But you want to be able to know your audience, know your purpose, and then this last one, know your product. No, not the product that you're producing, the product of your presentation. What's the outcome of your presentation? What do you want your presentation to result in? You see, if you're on radio or television or on camera giving a commercial, or you're live in front of an audience and you're speaking to them so that you can raise their interest and have them come see you, well, then your product would be an appointment. But you must know what that product is before you organize and prepare your presentation. Maybe your product is go to the website, sign up for the free newsletter, because at that point your product becomes a new name to your list building. You see? But each and every time you present, you must have in mind what that product is. Now, most speakers make a big mistake. They don't tell people what to do at the end. Tell people what you want them to do. Give them an instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like you to do right now is fill out that card and let me know exactly what days and times you might be available so that I have my team to call you and set up a time to have you come see me. What I will do is help you with a one-on-one. Now, what I like to do with an audience is let them know that I'm not here to sell. Really, you're not. You're here to educate them, raise their reach, raise their interest, and then move them to the next step. This is what audiences want. Never sell where you're training. Always make it a separate part or a separate cycle. That's very, very important. So that's your, what I call APP, or your audience, purpose, product. If you know those three, you're never going to go off focus, you see? And that keeps everything in alignment. Now, that gives you some direction. The most important thing about a speaker is that they must bring to their audience themselves, who they are, their heart, their passion, their soul. Don't go synthetic. Don't be somebody else. Be yourself, because everybody else is taken. You know what I'm saying? If you be yourself and you show up with all of the qualities of who you are and all of those values that you bring to the table, so to speak, people will be attracted to you much better, much more sincerely. Isn't it interesting that it's much easier to talk to someone who's just being themselves than someone who's trying too hard or trying to be something that they're not? It just doesn't work. And so I tell people, show up in front of your audience. Show up meaning just be yourself. Now here's a tool for you. One tip. You can't talk to a whole group. You can only talk to one person. Talk to one person. You're making it intimate. You're making it personal. I don't care if there's 10,000 people in the auditorium or the arena or the stadium. Talk to one person, because every one of those thousands are going to feel like you're talking to them individually. That's the way to communicate. And you want to be looking at everything. When you're selling something on a commercial and in a camera, look. You don't have to be staring like this with eyes big. You're just looking as though the camera is an individual. It's just one person. You're having a conversation with one person. You're having a conversation with one person in an audience. You're on radio, you're having a conversation with the radio host or the television host. It's the same thing. But you want to bring to your communication that expressiveness, that naturalness. Be interested. Those are authentic values and qualities in a speaker. You don't want to be synthetic. Authentic, you're extroverted, you're outward, you're looking out. A synthetic person's always thinking. They're looking inwards. They're trying to impress you. They're trying to get through their script. that's very synthetic. You want to be conversational. You want to be relaxed. You see, comfortable. These are the qualities that go in to being an authentic, genuine, natural speaker, rather than someone who's feeling like they're trying to force their communication and they're really not getting a connection going here. You see, these are qualities. These are qualities. These are leadership qualities. Wouldn't you rather work with someone and with a team that is interested and expressive and natural and relaxed and comfortable, rather than, I'm trying to do my job, I have to get this message across? It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. For example, if you're going to run a meeting, you run a meeting this way. You don't run a meeting with domination. You don't run a meeting with harshness. You care about people. You know, there are 5 qualities that go into the recipe. These are the ingredients that go into the recipe of a commanding speaker. And the first quality, and I'll go to these 5, but the first one is you must be caring. You have to show that you care about what your audience cares about. People will trust you. Where do you think money comes from? People pay you because they trust you. Why? Because they see that you care. You're not trying to trick them. Trick in sales never works. So speak with sincerity and be comfortable as well. And that's another quality. Relax. Be comfortable. If people see that you're not comfortable or you're nervous, they don't trust you. They're not comfortable. You're not putting them at ease. Another quality is confidence. You know what you know. You don't have to prove it. It's a comfortable, certain confidence about you. And you look confident. You don't have to show it, and you don't have to go overboard. You see? Another quality about a speaker is credibility. Do you have the type of behavior or manner where people will believe you? First of all, you have to believe what you're saying, and they will, but you have to prove it. Credibility means you're proving your point. So whenever you make a point in sales, or you're speaking to an audience, or you're giving a commercial, back it up with some kind of support source. Make sure that they understand where this came from. You make a point, you say, according to this professor from this university, he wrote an article in the Journal of Environmental Control dated June of 2015, and he states, boy, you've given 5 different support sources to build credibility. You want that in an audience. They will trust you. The last point is charisma. Charisma, or being charismatic, means that you can inspire people. You have such interest to help people that you're inspiring. You're motivating them. You know what will happen? They will follow you. They will follow you to what it is you're asking them to commit to. You see, that's what's important about charisma. So when you're authentic and genuine, you care, you have a comfortable manner about you, you have confidence, and you've proved your points with credibility, well, that's charisma. And you're just being yourself. You know, when I have people coming to me, leaders in business and leaders in government, and they want to be coached, the very first thing I tell them is, I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to make you into something you're not. You know what I end up doing? I end up taking away what they don't want. I call it in my book, subtractive improvement. They're okay the way they are. You're just taking away what they don't need. You see, think about this. You're only connecting to your message. If you believe in your own message, that's the first connection. There's 3 connections. The first connection is be true to your message. Believe in what you're saying. The second connection is your own connection to your audience, and that is so important that you admire your audience. and that you like your audience, you care about them. In that way, you'll be connected to your audience. The third connection only happens if the first two are in. You're connecting your message to your audience. You cannot connect your message to your audience unless you yourself are connected to your message and unless you are also connected to your audience. This creates trust. And with trust, people will buy from you. When you could stand up in front of an audience, when you can stand up in front of a camera, or you can be comfortable, relaxed, caring on a radio show, a television show, doing a commercial, you're creating trust and people will buy from you. And remember, at the end of your presentation, whether it's 30 seconds or 3 hours in front of a live audience, you're moving them to take action. Move your audience. Inspire them. Give them examples of your own life. Be personal with your audience. Tell them a great story. Stories are awesome. Stories are very personal, and they put people at ease, and it increases credibility as a result. All of these tips I'm giving you right now are all ways that you can increase your speaking ability, have more impact, and bring in audiences that want to find out more about your product or your service. This is key. My book, No Fear Speaking, contains all of those tools. At nofearspeaking.com, that holds all the materials to becoming a great speaker. But I have to tell you something. You have a responsibility as a leader of your business and in your community. Learn how to speak. Speak well. The idea is, in order to inspire others to greatness, you must first exemplify greatness yourself. Good luck. Thank you.